Hi artists. So today I'm going to start going over something called value. Value, when it's talking about art, is not talking about how much something is. It's talking about the lightness or darkness of a color or hue. Okay, so we're going to start practicing value. Another way that you might want to think about that is shading. And as you progress and get better and better at shading, that's when you can take flat shapes, like the shape of a circle, and give it form, make it look more like a sphere. So let's go ahead and get started. So you're going to write your name at the top and your teacher code. You can use a regular pencil or a colored pencil. To prepare, make sure you've got it nice and dark. And you're going to fill in each of these 3 rectangles differently. So this one, the first one, I am going to try to use my pencil as light as possible. I don't like using the tip of my pencil because then it looks scratchy and I want to try to get it to go smooth. Here's a trick if you want to get your pencils even smoother. Instead of holding it like a regular pencil, I'm going to put my hand on top of my pencil. You don't have to do this trick, but for those of you that have been practicing drawing a lot, you can go ahead and you can practice as light as possible. How light can you get the rectangle, making it nice and smooth and not scratchy? If you use regular pencils, not colored pencils, they don't have this special trick, but regular pencils have another special trick. You could take your pencil and you can blend a little bit with your fingers. Yes, your finger will get a little dirty. So I use it as light as possible. I'm actually going to go to the last one, as dark as possible. So I'm going to put maximum pressure on my pencil. I'm going to switch back to the other side to get it as dark as possible. I like to go back and forth. The very edges, I have to turn my paper, but I try to keep most of my strokes going in the same direction. It's okay if they go a little bit out of the line today. If you're just practicing, you could always tidy those up. And then I go back and forth. One time is not enough. And you could press until you could see how dark your rectangle could be. Then for the regular pencil, you can even use your finger once again to blend. I'm going to go with the medium value. I'm going to use medium pressure. I want it to be darker than this, but lighter than this. So I'm going to try to do mine a little bit faster. So I'm going out of the lines more than I wish I was. And I can keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, not just once, to get it to be a medium value. It's not scratchy. All right, guys, when you've practiced there, I'm going to take the skills that I just practiced there and apply it to this circle. I'm going to try to give this circle form. There are some very light lines I've etched. And on the top one, I'm going to ask you to try to do as light as possible. If it ends up being too dark, you could try using a pencil, although it doesn't always work on colored pencils, does it? Try to get it to be the same lightness or darkness. And then in the middle one, I'm going to go medium pressure. Again, this trick is to start giving your projects form. Take shapes and turn them into forms. Shapes are flat, 2D, and forms are 3D. Thank you for your patience. Again, the regular pencils, I could use my fingers. And then the last one is where I put the most pressure. That means I'm pushing pretty firm on my pencil, not hard enough obviously to break it. Going back and forth lots of times. Everything I did in the same direction. I did not change directions. This one and this one are too similar, so I can keep playing with it to give this one more medium value. And if you do it really well, it'll turn your circle into the form of a sphere. All right, guys, thank you for practicing this today. Happy arting.